Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of City Ripple Renovation. In today's episode I quickly want to run you through how I lift carpets. Now there's a little bit of a difference between when some contractor comes in and lifts your carpets, because it's normally 3 or 4 guys and they have a truck to take it away in. But what I found is, like, if you do it on your own and you have to pack it into bags and do it slowly, I kind of figured out a way that works for me to get rid of it bit by bit. Now, the first thing I'd like to take you through are the tools that I use. Don't need a lot of tools for it, but if you get the right ones, it makes things a little bit simpler. The steps in removing a carpet is really, you have to get some safety gear on, then you have to cut the carpet, you have to remove the grippers, and then you have to dispose of it. So let's just go through it in that order. So first of all, the really necessary safety gear here is the dust mask. You'll be surprised at just how much dust comes up from the carpets when you remove it. God knows what's in there, so I find it just much easier with a dust mask on. Safety goggles, I don't think really necessarily, but you do sometimes when you pick up the grippers from under the carpet, you sometimes flick up bits of wood and it has nails in, so just to be careful, just wear some goggles. I don't wear gloves for this. I guess it's always a trade-off between protecting your hand and the loss of dexterity, because it's not, you do lose a little bit of dexterity if you're wearing gloves. So I don't use it, but it depends on you whether you want to. Then for cutting the carpet, it's funny how Stanley knives just find their way into your toolbox over time. And I've put them in the order of my least favorite to this one, which I really like. It is just a little bit more industrial. It has this little wheel that locks it in place, and if you buy these extra blades, you can exchange them very easily. And that is something that is worthwhile doing, because you do not want to work with any blunt instruments. You're just going to get yourself frustrated, or worse, you're going to get yourself hurt. Then here I've got an 18-inch crowbar. It has you'll see there a little lip where you can just pull up the odd nail that doesn't come out with the grippers. This is absolutely nice to have. You don't really need it for this. What I do is, with this, I cut the grippers into shorter pieces so that when I put it in these rubble bags, they don't stick out. Because as you go along, you need to make sure that the grippers and the carpet is cut small enough to go into the rubble bags. Otherwise, you're just going to have a hassle removing it and handling it later on. So here you can see the carpet before I started taking it off. It's really old, and you can see there's probably good quality when they put it in, but we just prefer to go back to absolute bare wood. So we'll take this up bit by bit, and I'll show you how. Right guys, I've got an assistant today, which just left, but yeah, I quickly want to show you just to decide on how big to cut the carpet, because it's something I've been going on about a bit. And that is to make sure that the carpet is cut into small enough pieces to handle. Now, the easiest way to do that is to just put down your rubble bag and then cut it a bit smaller, about 3, 4, 5 inches smaller than the bag, because that way you make sure that it will fit into the bag once you roll it up. And this is not a problem, obviously, if you're a contractor, you're 3 or 4 guys with a van that's going to take a whole roll of carpet away. But if you're working on your own, then either first of all, you have to carry it around, and carpet becomes heavy very quickly if you have to handle the whole roll. And second of all, you have to dispose of it. So you're either going to call your council to come and take it away, and they won't take it away if it's too big, or you have to wrestle it into the car to take it to a rubbish dump somewhere. So it is something worth thinking about, is keeping it small enough to just make it easy to work with. Because that's the thing that gets to you when you do your own reservations. It's not necessarily the work that is hard, it's the cleaning up and just little mistakes like that get to you. Picking up that carpet took me about, I'd say, 25 minutes, half an hour for this 3 by 3 meter room. So it's the smallest room in the house, but it's just to give you an idea. And all that's left, tidily stacked in a corner, are 3 rubble bags that now can easily be disposed of. I'm quite happy with the floor. You can see that it does need a sand, but I think in general it is in really good condition. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. yeah, please share with people that you think might find it interesting. Until next time, goodbye.